I wanna rock. Today on The Struggling Guitarist, and for Halloween, we're struggling through We Ain't Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. Let's get started. Ooh, another throwback to metal in the 80s, just an epic, epic, epic song. Here's a little piece of trivia you may not have known. So apparently, Dee Snider wrote this song 2 years before his first album, but it didn't actually come out until his third album. Believe it or not, this was written to the basic tune of Come All Ye Faithful. Yeah, isn't that weird? And later on, they released actually Come All Ye Faithful using the original lyrics and put it to We're Not Gonna Take It. Talk about a fantastic story. How silly is that? I have heard of things like you can put the Song of Gilligan's Island to Auld Lang Syne and vice versa, but I had never heard this one. Anyway, I'm ready to get started. Let's go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start up here on the 7th and 9th frets of the 5th and 4th strings here. Then we're going to scoot down and do the same pattern to the 6th and the 8th, down to the 4 and the 6s, down to the 2 and the 4s. Repeat it. Let's do it one more time. And you're done with the intro. Let's move on. Now, where we're going to start is we're going to start up here on the 2nd fret, and we're going to play the open on the big E, and then you're going to do the 2nd fret on the 4th and 5th strings here. We're going to palm mute it, and we're going to do 7 more strums using on the big E here. Then we're going to slide down to the 2 and the 4s here. Now palm mute the 2. Back to the original 2s. Then we're going to scoot down. So we're playing an open and the 2s on the 3rd and 4th strings. Back up to your original position. Back to the 2 and the 4s. Back to the original position. At this point, we're going to scoot back to the 2 and the 4s, and we're going to play 1, and we're going to skip and then we're going to play the rest as 8th notes. And then we repeat it all. And like that, you're done with the verse. Let's keep moving. So you're going to start up here on the open and the 2 of the 5th string here. You're going to hit it twice. Then you're going to do an open and the 4 once. Then back to the open and 2. These are all quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the 2 and the 4s like we did before, and we're going to do eighth notes here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to repeat. At this point, we're going to scoot down a string. So we're playing the open and the 2 here, and we're going to do plus on the 4, back up to the 2, to the 5, to the 2, to the 4, to the 2. The way that's going to sound together is this. Then you'll go back into it again. And then back to the 7 and the 9s. Do you hear how that's going? Let's try it again. Now, one thing I want to point out that I do hear all the time, and I don't think it really matters, but the music itself has it so you do go straight into the 2 and the 4s there. So however, very often I'm rolling off of the last part, that verse. And what happens with that is you do that. I find that works equally well here. Feel free to do whichever one. I'm very inconsistent when I jump between them. So one more time, all the way through the chorus. A little bit faster. And like that, you're done with the chorus. Let's keep going. We're going to start up here on the 5th string on the 5th fret here, and we're going to do this 8 times. We're going to put our middle finger down onto the 4th, same string, onto the 4th fret, and do that 4 times. Index finger to the 2nd fret, same string, and do it 4 times. So that's the part in the song, whoa, 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 right? So repeat it. So then we're going to play the open and the 2s here on the 4th and 5th strings. We're going to chick it. We're going to do a muted strum here. And then back to it again. So we're going to scoot to the 1 and the 3s, the 1 on the big E here on the 6th string, and the 4th and 5th string here on the 3rd fret, same thing. We're going to scoot straight down to the 2 and the 4s, same strings. We're going to do it again. And you're going to scoot down one set of strings. So now you're once again 2 and 4 on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. Hit it once, and then finish up with the 2 and the 4s. Now, I'll let you know, that's another thing I typically don't do. I know I'm teaching it, and then I don't do it. So I find it easier just to do the 2 and the 4s, skip the E, and then we're going, and then keep building and try and build the volume rather than play just the 2s and then back to the 2 and the 4s, right? So it'd be. Do it whichever way works best for you, but that's what I find easiest. So let's try that whole thing one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And like that, you're done with the bridge. Let's move on. Hey, while we're at it, if you're finding any of the guitar techniques or songs that we do here helpful, please hit the subscribe button and get notified. I'm here to support you, and hopefully we'll get better together. Anyway, back to the song. Now this may be one of the easier solos that you normally play. Normally these guys completely rock out, and I don't even attempt it. This song, you can totally do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up here on the 9th fret. And almost everything is going to be between here and the 9th and the 12th fret for this next section. What we're going to do is we're going to start on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, 9th fret, up 1 to the 9, back to the 9, to the 11, to the 9, to the 11. Now here it sounds like they do a slide of some sort. So let's try that one more part again. Then we're going to scoot down to the 9 on the 2nd string. Up to the 3rd string for the 11. Back down to the 9. To the 10 on the 2nd string. Do that 3 times. To the 9. To the 11. Then we go back to the 9 on this 2nd string here. So you're going to be on the 9. Go up a string to the 11. To the 9 on that same string, back to the 11, scoot down to the 9 again on the 2nd string, up 1 string to the 3rd string, and a 3rd 9, and vibrate it here. Now, in the video, they have a whammy. If you have a whammy bar, you can totally do that. That's what I would recommend. But here, we're just going to go. Then we're going to go to the 12 on the 2nd string. So let's try that one more time. Then we're going to go back up to the 3rd string on the 9s. Twice, up 1, back down to the 11, to the 9, up a string. Make sure to wobble it there. Back down to the 9, up. To the 3rd string 9 and slide a little. Back to the 2nd string 9, 3rd string 11, 9, 11, 2nd string 9, 2 9s on the 3rd string here. See, I messed it up. 2 9s on the 3rd string here. And then you'd go right back into. Let's try that second part again. Okay, that was a lot to throw at you all at once. Let's do the whole thing over again. I'll keep it nice and slow, just like that, okay? And like that, you're ready to move on to the last part, the outro. Now the outro is basically everything that you learned in the chorus section, but it's just repeated, just slightly different. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 2, 2, 4, 2, and then the 2 and the 4s. 2, 2, 4, 2. Scoot down, and we're going to do the back to the 2, 2, 4, 2. Then we're going to do it again. And here's where it gets weird. It does that 2 and 4 again. You can't line it up exactly by repeating it over and over. Now we do the scoot down to the lower string. And then once more time. And we're going to end on the open and 2s. So let's just talk through what it does here. It does the open 2, then it does the 2 and the 4s, goes back to the open 2, then scoots down and does that 8th note, back to the open 2s, back to the 2 and the 4s, back to the open 2s, back to the 2 and the 4s, back to the open and 2s, back to the 2 and the 4s, back to the open and 2s, scoot down a string, back to the open and 2s, back to the 2 and the 4s, back to the open and 2s, back to the 2 and the 4s, and then you would end on the open and 2s. I know, that's crazy, right? I don't know how else to explain it to you that would make sense. Let's play it all the way through, and hopefully you'll hear it and you'll figure out what's going on here, because I feel like I didn't explain that at all. So sorry about that. Let's try it nice and slow and do it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And like that, you're done with We Ain't Gonna Take It. So thanks for helping me struggle through We Ain't Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister today. This is fantastic stuff. I love 80s metal. Yeah, that just is visceral and fun. Good stuff. Anyway, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you supporting me, and hopefully we're learning and getting better together. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And happy Halloween from the Struggling Guitarist.